YouTube, what's going on? Woody P coming back with another one. Let's get it. Today we're going to talk about sometimes why you got to give your friends a break or you either got to cut them off. I firmly believe everything runs its course over time. You see it a lot in sports world. Even teams that have great success, they'll still break up, because of egos and things like that. You see it in relationships, 20-year marriages that end up in divorce. So everything can run its course over time. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Sometimes you got to either give your friendships or relationships a break or you either got to cut it off. I'm going to give you the top 5 signs that's going to let you know when that could be looming. So before I get into the video, please watch the entire video. And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel to receive more content like this, just content about life. But yeah, let's get it. The top 5 signs that you might have to either give your friend or a relationship a break or either just cut it off completely. It's the top 5 signs. Now, everything can run its course over time. So I'm going to give you the top 5 signs. Number 1, they become unaccountable. With friendships and relationships, it never, the middle of it and the end of it is never like the beginning where people was on time, you can count on them. They kept their word. It always dulls as the relationship or friendship, whatever. It always dulls as time progresses. You'll notice that. And the ones that don't end up being very long, friendships or relationships. But number 1, unaccountable. Why I say unaccountable? Because say for instance, you set a meeting or you set plans. What if your friends, they agree to it? Then the day of, they pull out. The day of, they pull out. How can you build with them? They unaccountable. They unpredictable too. Not only are they unaccountable, they unpredictable. They pull out last minute. So that's the number 1 sign right there. Like, damn, okay. They play me last minute. Unaccountable. Or you might need them to do something. You might need a favor. And it's not them going out their way. But you might need a favor. You can't even count on them to do, small favors. So unaccountable would be number 1. That's the first sign. I'd be like, okay. If I keep seeing repeated instances, of them not, being able to be consistent or, be there when I need them to, that's a red flag. Number 1, unaccountable. Number 2, they become a liability. What's a liability? Somebody whose weight you always have to pick up. You always have to pick up their weight. They're a liability. Liability. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example of a liability. You ever had a friend and they had a car? Everything, their life everything was cool. But as soon as you become friends with them, they no longer have a car. Like now all of a sudden you find yourself picking them up, dropping them off, but before that y'all was always meeting up. But as soon as you become real tight friends, all of a sudden they don't have a car now. That's just a small example, but that's real. All of a sudden, as soon as you get real close. So they become a liability. And it's a coincidence, right? As soon as you become real tight with them, that's when you start seeing little red flags like, okay, now you don't have this, now you don't have that. But before y'all were tight, everything looked good on the surface. So that's an example of a liability. Now you gotta pick them up, drop them off, So maybe you have to get them a break so to get the shit back together. So that's an instance where you might have to give them a break. Not necessarily cut them off, but give them a break. They become a liability. Give them some time to get their shit back together. So liability, number 2. Number 3, they start lying. Little white lies, lies here and there. Maybe they might not be where they want to be at in life. So they might tell you things that they plan to do, but they're not doing it. You know what I mean? They might tell you things that, it's good to speak things into existence. Don't get me wrong, but if you're not actually striving to it, to that goal, then that's totally different. Or they might tell you, "Oh, I got this going on, I got that going on," but they don't really have that going on, but they're lying just to save face. I guess you could say, to save face. I say save face. Sometimes we want to do that. Like when we know what our friend may be doing better than us, we might tell them what we have going on or something we want to have going on in the future, just to make it seem like we're on the same level, same playing field. So it's on the same playing field. So little lies here and there. So sometimes you might have to give them a break, to recalibrate, get their mind right as far as what they really want to do in life. Because over time, somebody keep feeding you lies and it's not true, you'll end up not liking that person. So before you even get to that point, just give them a break. Just let them get their stuff together. Because repeated lies over time, you'll begin to not like that person. Especially if they're not actually working towards what they keep talking about. And you're on your purpose, you handling your business, you doing what you have to do, give them a break. So that's the third sign, they lying. Number 4, just going in opposite directions. Sometimes we just have to accept that. You just gotta accept that sometimes we're going in opposite directions. Like you could be pursuing something in a totally different field than, your friend or whatever. So you might have to just, cut it off and, because your life is going in opposite directions. Or they could be, still stuck on stuff in the past that's, only regressed you guys in the past, but he's still stuck on that or she's still stuck on that. So you're going in opposite directions. Yeah, things that, held you back, but you see your friends still going in that direction and it's only negative outcomes, you're moving in opposite directions. So that's when you might have to cut them off, or give them a break. You might have to cut them off. Opposite directions, number 4. Number 5, you simply outgrown them. That happens in life. We simply outgrow our friends. Sometimes this, just like number 4, going in opposite directions, kind of like you're moving towards something way bigger than what their mind can actually comprehend. So you can outgrow them. So that'll be number 5. Sometimes you just simply outgrow your friends. Or a relationship. You can outgrow a relationship. I'm gonna tell you how. Somebody could still wanna, the man or the woman, they could still just wanna be boyfriend and girlfriend, but you ready for marriage. So you've outgrown a relationship. It's like, I'm ready for, to start a family, have kids. So that's just to show an example of relationship. You can outgrow a relationship. Definitely. If somebody's ready to start a family and you're not ready and you still want to just take things slow, like they say, you can outgrow a relationship. So this is my top 5 signs that you may either have to, cut a friendship off, relationship off, or either give it a break. Because like I say, it never, In the middle of relationships and friendships, it's never like the beginning, where everything was on point. Doesn't seem to end up like that, or the middle phase doesn't seem to, even hold that same energy. But the relationships and friendships that do keep that same intensity that it had from the beginning, those are the relationships that, last over time. So, Woody P coming back with another one. Let's get it. Comment, like, subscribe. Top 5 signs, baby. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think.